Are you considering making the switch to an electric vehicle with the climbing EV market share around the globe? One of the biggest questions on everyone's mind is, does it actually save you money? Today, we're diving deep into the running costs of EVs versus gas cars. Before that, consider subscribing. First, upfront cost. Electric vehicles still have 17% higher than overall car market average upfront cost, with an average of $56,000 as of June of 2024, according to Kelley Blue Book. And battery technology remains a major factor for this high price tag. But the gap is narrowing as several factors are driving down the cost of EVs. Government incentives. Both federal and state governments offer financial incentives to encourage EV adoption. The federal government provides a tax credit of up to $7,500 for new EVs and $4,000 for used EVs through the Inflation Reduction Act. Additionally, many states offer their own rebates, tax exemptions, or other incentives which can substantially reduce the upfront cost of an EV. Technological advancements. As battery technology improves and production scales up, the cost of EVs is expected to continue declining. Increased competition. A growing EV market is leading to more competition among manufacturers, resulting in lower prices for many models. Over the past year alone, the average new EV price has decreased by 21%, according to Kelley Blue Book. Tesla, the dominant player with a 50% share of the U.S. EV market, has continued to slash prices down. Well, $56,000 is not cheap, of course. Emission regulations. As demand for gasoline vehicles declines due to stricter emissions regulations and increasing fuel costs, the price of gasoline is expected to rise. Conversely, the EV market is anticipated to continue expanding, leading to further price reductions for EVs in the long term. This trend, combined with decreasing upfront costs due to technological advancements, will make EVs a more affordable option for a wider range of consumers. Of course, not each and every EV is costly as it is perceived. Chevrolet Bolt EV and Volkswagen ID.4, which are two of the top 10 selling EVs in the U.S., can be found for around $27,500 and $37,500 respectively, which is a price very close to petrol car. Though the overall EV market is showing a positive trend towards affordability, electric trucks are still very expensive. Electric trucks like the Ford Lightning, GMC Sierra, and Chevrolet Silverado remain on the pricier side with over $70,000. Second, charging versus refueling cost. Most EV owners charge at home, which is typically the cheapest option, especially if they did it during off-peak hours. This is a major advantage over gasoline, whose price fluctuates and isn't affected by the time of day. You are not required to purchase Level 1 charger, as it is shipped with the EVs, and you can plug it into the standard 120-volt household outlet. But it is not recommended as it is too slow. It takes more than 40 hours to charge a fully depleted battery to 80%. Level 1 charging is suitable for a plug-in hybrid with a smaller battery. To enable faster charging at home, many EV owners opt to install a 240-volt Level 2 charger in their garages, as they can charge to 80% from empty in just 4 to 10 hours. However, these chargers come with a significant upfront cost of around $2,000 for parts and installation. Fortunately, many states, local municipalities, and utility companies offer rebates and incentives to help offset the cost of installing a home charger, making them a more attractive option for EV owners. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation's Federal Highway Administration, people travel 13,476 miles per year, which will be 1,123 miles per month. Let's say you drive the national average of 1,123 miles per month for the sake of illustration. An average EV gets 3 to 4 miles per kilowatt hour as per Federal Department of Energy Efficiency. Let's be conservative and take 3 EV miles per kilowatt hour. That means you'd use 375 kilowatt hours per month if you divide 1,123 by 3. Excluding outliers, electricity rates in most U.S. states fall between 10 and 20 cents per kilowatt hour. With average electricity rate of 16 cents per kilowatt hour, home charging would cost around $60 per month. But that is not the whole story. While 86% of EV drivers now have access to a home charger, around 60% still use public chargers weekly, according to a survey made by ChargeLab, the software company powering North America's EV charging infrastructure. This is mainly due to its fast charging speed and convenient to top up on the go. And a Pew Research Center survey paired with an analysis of U.S. Department of Energy data finds that roughly 6 in 10 Americans now live within 2 miles of a public charger. Though prices vary depending on various factors like location, electricity rate, ownership, and how the price is calculated, Level 2 and DC fast public charging stations rates are typically higher than home chargers. And DC fast charging is significantly more expensive than Level 2 charger. Some charging stations offer pay-as-you-go service, while others are subscription-based. Some of them bill you based on kilowatt-hour used and others based on the time it takes to charge your EV. There are also some free DC fast charging stations at shopping centers and public sites offered by few automakers like Tesla, Nissan, and Hyundai. And some of you may have it as an incentive at your office. Public charging systems that charge based on kilowatt-hour costs anywhere between 30 cents and 60 cents per kilowatt-hour. By the way, this is significantly expensive compared to that of 16 cents per kilowatt-hour while charging at home. The exact amount depends on local electricity cost and regulations, as well as the type of charger. Level 2 chargers generally cost between 20 cents and 25 cents per kilowatt-hour, while Level 3 chargers, which are more common in public, range from 40 cents to 60 cents per kilowatt-hour. Let's take an average price of 30 cents per kilowatt-hour. For the same vehicle with an efficiency of 3 miles per kilowatt-hour and you consume 375 kilowatt-hours within a month, for the same monthly trip of 1,123 miles, you can expect to spend $112.50. For our old friend gasoline, assuming an average gas price of $3.60 per gallon, and let's say you have a good car with an efficiency of 30 miles per gallon. To drive that national average of 1,123 miles per month, you need to spend $135, which is more than twice of that of EV's home charging cost. Okay, don't get caught on me. This is just a back-of-the-nap estimation. I know the fuel efficiency of both vehicles, and gas and electricity prices can vary, so it's important to consider these factors and your driving habits when comparing charging costs to gas refueling. However, even with a conservative estimate that assumes a relatively fuel-efficient gas car, EV charging typically costs less. The gap in cost narrows as fuel efficiency of gas cars increases, but in most cases, even very efficient gas cars won't be quite as economical to run as an electric vehicle. While the potential savings from charging an EV at home are significant, it's essential to consider regional variations in electricity rates and the availability of charging infrastructure when making a decision. Third, maintenance cost. Electric vehicles generally have lower maintenance costs due to their simpler design and absence of the complex internal combustion engine and drivetrain which require regular oil changes and spark plug replacements. Additionally, EVs use regenerative braking to slow down the car and recapture energy, reducing wear and tear on the friction brakes, which translates to less frequent brake pad and rotor replacements. However, EV's heavier weight, due to the large battery pack, can lead to more rapid tire wear, which means more frequent tire change. Of course, EVs also require regular checkup on suspension, brakes, coolant, steering, windshield washer fluid, and even the electric motors and battery packs. In terms of maintenance labor cost, again due to fewer components, EVs could get quicker and potentially less expensive service appointments assuming the same labor rate. Another potential cost factor for EVs is battery replacement. While EV batteries are designed to last for many years, they do degrade over time and eventually need to be replaced. Battery replacement costs can be significant, ranging from around $6,000 to $10,000 depending on the make and model of the car. It's important to note that most factory warranties typically cover battery performance up to a certain point, usually around 70% of its original capacity, for a certain number of miles or years. By now, all automakers offer at least an 8-year, which is around 100,000-mile warranty. After that, the cost of replacement falls on the car owner. Talking of insurance, electric car insurance premiums are higher than those for conventional gas-powered cars on average. This is because of battery replacement cost, limited repair facility, and advanced technology. Insurance cost can vary based on various factors such as the make and model of your EV, the insurance provider, your driving record, age, and location. On the other hand, gas-powered cars also may require major repairs to the engine or transmission as they age or reach higher mileage. The U.S. Department of Energy Efficiency estimates the average lifespan of a light-duty vehicle to be around 12 years as of 2020, likely impacted by factors like reduced driving during COVID-19. EV batteries are expected to last 10 to 20 years, or roughly 150,000 to 200,000 miles, depending on the car model and usage. By this point, the battery warranty will likely have expired. Owners can then choose to replace the battery or continue using the car, depending on how much range reduction they've experienced and their daily driving needs. Of course, it is predicted that current EV batteries last beyond the 12-year life expectancy of the vehicle itself, which eliminate the battery replacement cost from our calculation. Similarly, IC engines are also estimated to last 10 to 20 years, or 150,000 to 200,000 miles. However, as these engines age, they may develop critical problems in the engine or transmission, leading to expensive repairs. Of course, some well-maintained gasoline cars can last much longer, even exceeding 20 years without ever triggering a check engine light. This variability makes direct comparisons between EVs and gas-powered cars in terms of overall lifespan challenging. To avoid relying solely on estimations, let's take a data-driven approach using information from the Federal Department of Energy Efficiency again. According to their estimates, light-duty EVs have a scheduled maintenance cost of 6.1 cents per mile, whereas ICE vehicles clock in at a higher 10.1 cents per mile. This data suggests that EVs can offer substantial savings on maintenance compared to their gasoline-powered counterparts. Generally, choosing between an electric vehicle and a gas-powered car depends on a variety of factors that will influence lifetime ownership costs. EVs offer the potential for lower lifetime ownership costs due to lower maintenance expenses. However, this needs to be weighed against the potential cost of battery replacement later in the vehicle's life. Home charging an EV can be significantly cheaper than refueling with gas, especially with current gas prices. Gas-powered cars, on the other hand, avoid the potential high cost of battery replacement, but they come with higher maintenance costs and are more vulnerable to expensive repairs as they age. Additionally, gas prices can fluctuate and be more expensive than electricity depending on your location. We've covered upfront costs, charging versus refueling, and maintenance. There's another factor to consider: the environmental impact of gas-powered vehicles. The EPA estimates the social cost of greenhouse gases to be $190 per ton. However, the environmental benefits of EVs are a complex issue, and hence, we won't delve into that today. Ultimately, the most economical choice depends on your individual driving habits, electricity rates in your area, and the specific car models you're considering. Subscribe to the channel